Well, hello everybody, and I hope this video finds you in good health and having a wonderful day or evening depending on where you're at. I know it's been a while since I've done a lengthy discussion video or an update on my tanks. I have been putting out a few shorts, especially with my dart frogs. Just really like them. But let's get to this video. What brought it on? Well, I was going through my channel history and I discovered my most viewed video, and also apparently my most controversial video, is do you need a protein skimmer? So I thought I would do a follow-up video on that. Because I've noticed on the internet a lot of people will make claims and say things and then just never follow through with showing people the results or the proof. So here's the proof. You've been looking at my Nuvo Fusion all-in-one 20-gallon tank. It has 15 gallons of actual water in it. And as you can see, it is thriving. It has SPS, LPS, softies, rock flower nyms in it, caulerpa. Oh, I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. And if you followed the channel from the start or go back and look at the videos, you could see the progression of this tank. All without that all-important protein skimmer. My friends, a protein skimmer can help you, especially in your budget. It can help you by doing less frequent water changes. And on a big tank, which is more forgiving because of the water volume, that's not a bad thing. But that video, along with this one, are about nano tanks. 40 gallons and under, to be specific. And I have stated, and I will always state, you do not need a protein skimmer on one. You're now looking at my wife's Nuvo Fusion all-in-one 20-gallon. It's her flower pot. And you can see it is thriving. In fact, we are getting ready to do a major rescaping of that tank. She wants to go with a minimalistic, deep sand bed with all of them planted in it. And I am all for that idea. My wife is in the hobby with me. I'm a lucky man. Because when I say let's get this or let's get that, she's often saying let's do this and let's do that as well. Granted, some of the corals she gets are a little bit more expensive. But nonetheless, my wife's in the hobby with me. So, what do we do on these tanks that's protein skimmer-esque? Because I've had people comment on it because they see the bubbles on. Well, my old professor, he's the one who introduced me to this over 30 years ago. It's what he calls storm mode. It's similar to a reef. I always call it reef mode myself. In recent times, people have relabeled it scrubbing bubbles. Well, what it is basically you take a air pump and you run the air lines down to your return pumps, put the air stone underneath them, and when it comes on, as you can see right now, it chops up the water and basically turns the entire tank into a protein skimmer. If my air pump goes out, I can go down to Petco or PetSmart or the local fish store and have a new pump that day for 20 bucks at the most. Bring it home, put it in here. What does this do? It gets into the tank, it lifts up all the detritus, it lifts up the crud, brings it over the overflows and into the back chamber. Which leads me to this. What is in my back chamber? Both of our Nuvos are set up the same way. There is a caddy on both ends at the return. The bottom of the caddy, it has a carbon bag with some ROFOS in there. I do that. The top chamber is coarse sponge, and on top of the sponge is polyfill batten, the type you buy at Hobby Lobby, Walmart. We cut it up into 3-inch by 3-inch strips and put it in the top. I also have in one of them, I keep frag plugs and rock, whatever, for fragging. The second chamber is 2 heaters. The return chamber is, well, it's 2 Mighty Jet 528, I believe is what they are, pumps, maybe 38s. And then the final chamber over to the left side is a bag of Chemi Pure Blue. That's it. Now, we do water changes on these tanks every week. 10%. Well, 13.66. Why the odd number? I do 6 gallons total. 2 gallons for each of the 20-gallon tanks and 2 gallons for my beautiful 10-gallon. This 10-gallon that you're looking at right now is just a cheap Aqueon 10-gallon. I think I paid $5 for it. It has a Kessel A80 over the top, and on the back it has a Seachem Title 75. Yeah, it's overkill. It also has a Higer power head. Inside the Title is a bag of Chemi Pure Blue and the sponge. That's it. That's all I do. Water changes and Chemi Pure Blue. And carbon, of course, you know, the things that I have mentioned. If your budget allows you to get by with just doing water changes, that's going to be better in the long run for your tank. The Protein Skimmer will never, ever, ever replace things. It takes things out. A water change replaces and takes things out. The cost on a 20-gallon tank, and I wanted to break this down for you, is salt. Now keep in mind, I am using the Tropic Marin, so it is the most expensive. It's $110.99. That's Amazon prices. The water is $33.30 to make the water for an entire year. That is my municipal water rate. The polyfill, I've got it listed on this at $7.50. It's actually about $12, $13, but when you get it on sale, it evens out, but it's about $7.50. Chemi Pure for the tank is $42 a year. That's changing it every 3 months. Air stones are $1 each. That brings my total to $195.79 US. Taxes $18.60 for a total of $214. Let's just round it to $215. So for a 40-gallon tank, over the course of a year, you would be looking at a whopping $430 in maintenance. That's not a whole lot of money when you stop and think about it. So, do you need the Protein Skimmer? Again, I will state, no, you do not. Are they beneficial? Yes. If you followed this video all the way to the end, you'll hear me say that several times probably by now. And that's all I'm trying to do. The tanks, well, you can see them. They speak for themselves. What more can I say? I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gives you food for thought on how to run your own tank. Maybe do a few more water changes. You're in the tank because you love the hobby, I hope. And if you're somebody that just loves the gear, hey, put all the gear in the world you want on it. That's on you. Me, I'm minimalistic. I do enjoy having these tanks done minimally. Simply because I like to be able to work with them myself and be involved with my tank to see what's going on. Anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and, well, we'll see you with the next video.